First and foremost, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstones. Salutations to the brothers pushing this truth around the world. And shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, so, uh, if you're in this truth and you're following along with what's going on, we just went through uh, what I've been thinking of myself as a spiritual gauntlet, right? And that which includes the Passover, okay? And um, it started with a double Sabbath, if I can uh, recall this correctly. It started with the double Sabbath, back to back, then went 2 weeks. Then the Passover began on a Sabbath. Then you end the Passover with another double Sabbath, right? The last day of the Passover was the actual Sabbath. Then a week went by, and then there was a Sabbath, a day in between, and another Sabbath. All right. Now with the Passover, you know, being probably the most significant high holy day in the scriptures, right? It within itself is a challenge, you know, and it takes a lot of spiritual integrity and discipline to participate in and get through. You know, if you're actually observing it sincerely, right? And then you have double Sabbaths, which are also right. If you're trying to keep the Sabbaths to the best of your ability, right? They're also difficult to get through. All right. So that whole period of a little over a month really was a spiritual gauntlet, you know, and you know if you got through it, you know, without acting out, bugging out, you know, or anything like that, well, congratulations, it's a small victory, a small victory in a battle, right? In this war that we're in, and that's the way I see it. And just giving, personal testimony that entire time, it was very spiritual, you know, especially with it being the Passover, and then you having a lot of consecutive Sabbaths, right, back to back, and then like pretty close together. Uh, the spirits were riled up, and of course in the news you got a lot of shootings, you got a lot of negative side effects with these vaccines, so on and so forth. But concerning Israelites who are in the truth, you got a lot of things. Israel has a lot of things that they're going through, on an individual basis when it comes to, the spirit. All right. So, uh, you know, everyone has their own, you know, demon, so to speak, that they're battling, and, strongholds that, they've overcome, and, uh, but don't want to fall back into, what I'm saying? Like, you've left the world, but you don't want to go back into the world, you know? And when you have highly spiritual times, that are really challenging, you know, that is prime opportunity for, like, the adversary, Satan, and demons to fuck with you, you know? So it's very important to stay spiritual and keep your cool as much as possible during these times, And with that being said, I just want to go into these scriptures real quick, because that's exactly what's going on, like uh, keeping the high holy days, right? Uh, in this instance, the Passover, and keeping, a Sabbath, having back-to-back Sabbaths, as well as having to go to the plantation, work, deal with family and all that, you know, can be really, really trying. But that's what we're here for here in Babylon. We're here to go through the furnace of adversity. You know, I'm gonna bring that up. And that's Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 2, verse 5. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. And that's that adversity, but you got to keep, the goal is to keep from popping off, all right? Popping off and going off, all right? You don't want to do that, And another thing is that reminds me, that's why that's why the men of the Lord are the men of the Lord. That's why the Most High, Yahweh, right? Uh, the name of the Most High in Hebrew, right? That's why he set up an order, starting with Yahweh Shai, his son, who the world calls Jesus, right? And then, all the apostles, disciples, and prophets on down, right? So you could have spiritual brothers, spiritual older brothers, and spiritual fathers that you can look towards to as an example. Because if you're looking for an example here in this world or here in your immediate family, you're not going to find one. All right. And those are the men who are proving themselves by their works. They've been given a large portion of the spirit, right? And um, they're proving that, right, by displaying, you know, by displaying that through their works, that the Holy Spirit is dealing with them, that the Most High is dealing with them, that Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is dealing with them, right? And if we didn't have that order, and if we didn't have the elect, right, the Most High didn't give us His Son and the men of the Lord on down, right, we'd be completely screwed out here. You know that I want to, start with Judges 5:11. They that are delivered from the noise of the archers in the place of the drawing water, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord, even the righteous acts towards the inhabitants of his villages in Israel. Then shall the people of the Lord go down to the gates. All right. One of the key points right here, you know, they that are delivered from the noise of the archers in the place of the drawing water, right? And that's a place of servitude or slavery, right? Drawing water, right? Being a servant, all right? Which is here in America, here in Babylon. Israel, right, is here serving out their captivity, which is a judgment from the Heavenly Father, right? There shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord, right? So even though we're rehearsing, you're supposed to take it as serious as possible, right? Especially the Passover, it's a solemn assembly, and you're supposed to be as sincere as possible, right? As you can be when trying to observe these high holy days, right? And try to keep these Sabbaths and these back-to-back Sabbaths. So with that being said, even though it is a rehearsal and you're supposed to fuck up in rehearsal, right? It ain't the big show yet. The big show is the kingdom of heaven, and we're gonna be perfect, and we're gonna be keeping the high holy days perfect and the Sabbaths perfect, right? We're not gonna have the ability to go off. But here in Babylon, we're to rehearse these righteous acts, and of course, we're not gonna get it right. But if you're doing this work in sincerity, right, and in truth, it's going to fuck with you, man. It's going to piss you off. Me personally, it pisses me off. That's the first thing. That's how I feel about it, right? I get angry, right? I get mad that um, it's difficult to overcome the flesh and stay spiritual, right? I get fucking pissed off that here in Babylon, we've been fucking raised and conditioned to be so much of the flesh and just, you know, uh, have all these fleshly desires that when it comes to a day or 2 days or a week of being spiritual, you're you're wrestling, you know, you're struggling and you're having to work, you know, and constantly, you know, have it on your mind, you know, you have to focus, you have to really focus, and that is frustrating, man. That makes me angry that we're in this condition to where something that's good like the Passover and something that's good for you like a rest day, like the Sabbath, like a holy day, right? It's hard to do, right? Or you're uncomfortable doing it, right? That is very, very frustrating and very disappointing, right? It's bullshit. It's what it is. All right. Hey, but that's where we're at. Okay, we're in Babylon. You know, this is captivity. We're to be rehearsing the righteous acts, and we're also supposed to be fucking it up. But if you're doing it in sincerity and truth, you should feel a fucking type of way about it, you know? And like I said, this whole a little bit over a month has been just that, you know, it's been a spiritual gauntlet, you know, but you can't pop off and you can't go off. You pop off, you're gonna get fucked up. Esau out here, he's gonna fuck your ass up, man. You know how he does, Jake. You know, at the extreme end, he's gonna gun you down. You know, at the non-extreme end, you know, he's gonna give you tickets, fire you from work, fucking lock you up. You know, so you can't be popping off, and you can't be going off either. You can't be going off and popping off at the mouth because maybe you don't get hemmed up by Esau or no one holds you accountable, but the Most High is going to hold you accountable. And that's another thing I want to go into. Matthew 26:41, watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. Okay? So the spirit is willing. You want to do these things, man. You want to keep the high holy day perfect, right? You want to go through the Passover, you know, uh, eat the lamb dinner, right? Unleavened bread, go a week without leaven in the house, you know, stay spiritual, not go off, keep these back to back Sabbaths without wanting to do anything that is of the flesh, right? Keep it separate. And uh, you want to do those things, but your flesh is weak, especially being born and raised here in Babylon. You know, your spirit has been attacked since you were born, right? And you've been conditioned and you've been programmed to do nothing but satisfy your flesh, man. You know? And then when you try not to, it becomes uncomfortable, man. You know? And that's bullshit, right? All right. But you gotta gird up thy loins like a man and you got to keep going, you know, or, you know, there's women in the truth too. You know, you can't be discouraged and you just got to keep going. Job 40:7, gird up thy loins now like a man, and I will demand of thee and declare thou unto me. I will demand of thee and declare thou unto me. All right. So even though, uh, you know, these times, uh, you know, you're facing affliction and adversity and you're struggling, right? And you're struggling to stay spiritual. You're wrestling with the flesh, right? You got a lot of shit going down, you know, spiritually, ultimately, but you got a lot of shit going down, like at work, with your family, you know, wherever. You know, the spirits are riled up. I mean, we're living in the end, right? So you should expect things to be amping up and to be highly spiritual, right? Judgment is out, you know. But you know, the scriptures say, he that endures until the end, the same shall be saved. So you got to endure, man. And another word for endure is suffering, right? Another word for suffering is patience, right? So enduring, patience, and suffering, it's all the same thing, you know. Um, Matthew 24:13, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. So you gotta endure until the end, right? But you also, right? How do you endure until the end, right? Well, one thing that I've done videos on and I'm constantly mentioning, right? You know, not because it is a big deal to me personally, and it's a stumbling block that I have overcome and continue to work on is your fucking mouth. All right, Jake got a problem with his fucking mouth, man. You know, and at any time I can help it, is there's fucking silence going on, man. Because Israel, Jake, you black Hispanics and Native Americans and the descendants of the Israelites, right? Right, who are scattered abroad to all four corners of the world, right? They have a real problem with shutting the fuck up and talking shit, you know? They never do it. They never shut the fuck up. And even though they might not be talking shit, whatever they're saying is idle. It's unfruitful. It serves no purpose. It's unprofitable, right? And you're gonna fucking pay for that shit, you know? As little as in as insignificant as Jake thinks words are, that's simply not true. Because if you're constantly running your fucking mouth and it's not edifying, right, you're going to pay for that shit, right? And you're going to pay severely. All right. So I'm going to pull a few precepts on this, right? Because I've done a video on it before. So I just found, a few more precepts to, touch base on it again. Okay. Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 11, right? And I like going to the Apocrypha when it comes to, uh, a man's mouth, and also when it comes to speaking about women, because the Apocrypha is raw. It's straightforward, it's raw, and it doesn't care about your feelings. All right. So, Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 11. Therefore, beware of murmuring, all right? Talking underneath your breath, fucking sneak dissing, talking out the side of your fucking mouth, talking out the side of your fucking neck, which is unprofitable, right? Not, not uh, addressing a problem that you have with the individual to them like a man, and then fucking talking shit in the other room to your fucking self, or going and talking shit like a female to a female. You know what I'm saying? Just being a bitch, okay? And refrain your tongue from backbiting. For there is no word so secret. There is no word so secret, right? So even no one's around and you talking shit under your breath, you talking shit to yourself, about other people. That shit is not a secret, man. It's all being logged, dude. That shall go for naught, and the mouth that belieth slayeth the soul. Okay? So everything's being logged. So if you're not putting down your words like on a video and posting it to YouTube, or your words, you're not teaching somebody directly and edifying them, then your words are idle, man. And all that shit talking that you're doing, that's all vain and profane babbling. You need to just shut the fuck up. It's better to just shut the hell up. It really is. Sit in silence and shut the fuck up. All right. And if if you don't believe that you're going to be held accountable for these idle words, first of all, stop watching the videos. All right. But second of all, you're deadly wrong. You're deadly wrong. Okay. And it's gonna come back to kick you in the ass, right? And in the worst possible way. So it should be something that you've been working on and you continue to work on. All right. So let's read that again and then look up a definition. Therefore, beware of murmuring, which is unprofitable. That's the point, man. That's the point, because people say, man, you talk a lot of shit. Nah, man, I'm telling the truth, which is edifying, right? It's only it's only shit talking to someone that doesn't have the ears to hear, right? You talk shit when it's unprofitable. You talk shit when it's idle, right? When Jake out here roasting each other, right? Talking about people's fucking head and fucking, nose and their shoes. That is unfucking profitable, man. It's better that you just shut the fuck up. All right? Plus, all you motherfuckers got big ass heads and big ass noses, so shut up. All right? And refrain your tongue from backbiting, that there is no word so secret. This backbiting, man, Jake love backbiting, especially when they get corrected on something, man. Always, it amazes me how talented Jake is, having something to say back at a snap of a finger, bro. That shit, at the snap of of the fingers, bro. That shit is fucking truly a fucking talent. They always have an excuse on deck that they spit out immediately, bro. Immediately after being fucking corrected and being told the truth, there's a fucking excuse on deck, or there's fucking shit talking on deck that happens that fucking quick, and it is fucking amazing, man. It's crazy. Like, the Jake out here just has fucking a list of excuses ready to pop off at any fucking second, bro. It's fucking unfucking believable. But you know, you 2/3, man. Y'all are gonna fucking die for that, because of that shit. All right. For there's no word so secret that shall go for naught. Right. You're gonna pay for everything you said or you say. That is unprofitable. That is idle. That is just shit talking and murmuring. All right. Can't stress it enough. And the mouth that belieth slayeth the soul. All right. So you're Belieth means to betray, right? The mouth that betrays, right? Who are you betraying, right? Yourself. You're fucking yourself, in other words, right? And you're fucking yourself with your mouth because you can't fucking control it, and you are slaying your soul. You're setting yourself up for fucking destruction. All right, all right. Belie, betray, contradict, fail to give a true notion. All right. All right. Moving on. Sirach 14:1. Blessed is the man that hath not slipped with his mouth. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Stop talking to yourself, man. And that's something I work on, right? Because you find yourself and you start talking to yourself, man, in different points in time, you know. Now, back when I was way younger and before the truth, it was way worse, right? But now it's just like when you get fucking really mad, right? You start ranting yourself, and fucking stop that shit. All right. Or, uh, you know, um, you're real riled up in the spirit. You know what I'm saying? Like, uh, you're Jake calls it getting live. Like when you get live over something or something gets you amped up. You start talking shit. All right. No, you got to stop. Okay, blessed is the man that has not slipped with his mouth. That's slipping with your mouth. Shut the fuck up. And is not pricked with the multitude of sins, right? Because you start going off, right? You start going off, and it begins with your fucking mouth, dude. You know what I'm saying? You start, like they say in the world, you start speaking things into existence, right? You start popping off at the mouth with anger, and then that anger turns into something else. You might fucking get in an argument with someone or fight somebody, right? You start getting proud with your fucking mouth, and then that's gonna turn into something else. Then all of a sudden, you're a proud ass fucking bitch, with the new car, a proud ass bitch, dropping money on some slut. Like it begins with your mouth and your lack of control of it, right? Sirach 21:26. The heart of fools is in their mouth. All right. Now, your heart is your mind. Remember that. All right. And I found this precept to be deep and very meaningful. Sirach 21:26. The mind of a fool right, is in their mouth. So that talking to yourself shit, right? You're thinking out loud. That's what you're doing, and you're speaking your thoughts that are supposed to be in your mind, and you're speaking them, right? So when you do that, what's the scripture say? You're a fool, all right? You're a fool. You're a fucking dumbass, all right? So you're a dumbass if your mind, right, is controlling your mouth, and you're fucking thinking out loud and speaking your thoughts as you're thinking them, right? Complete lack of fucking control, all right? But the mouth of the wise is in their heart. The mouth of the wise, it's backwards, right? Now, what they're thinking, right, is not coming out as fucking word diarrhea, right? Now, what they're thinking stays in their head and their mouth stays shut, all right? Because you can't call back what's set loose, right? So when you say something, it's out there, bro. You fucking said it, all right? And words are important that way, you know? Just like using the Lord's name in vain. You know what I'm saying? Once you said it, you can't unsay it, bro. You've already said it. So it's important not to fucking think out loud or have fucking word diarrhea. All right? You know? So why do I bring that up? All right? You know, because a little bit over a month, this last month, right? Going through the Passover and having all these holy days, right? The best thing someone coming into this truth, or who is young in the faith, right? Or who is small in the spirit, so to speak, right? The best thing you could do is shut the fuck up, sit still, and listen. Okay? Shut up, sit still, and listen, right? And it sounds like that's easy, and it's not, because it's the last three things that Jake wants to do. Jake doesn't want to shut the fuck up. Jake doesn't want to sit. Jake want to talk shit. Jake doesn't want to sit still. He always has to be entertained. And what's worse is he thinks he deserves to be entertained. That he has to go here and he has to go there and he has to go over here and be with this person, be with these people over here, go do this, go see that, be entertained here, blah, blah, blah. No, sit the fuck still, all right? The Passover and these holy days are not for you, all right? Shut the fuck up and listen, okay? There's edifying going on. The brothers, right? The apostles and elders and the brothers on the highways and byways are pumping out lessons. Shut the fuck up, listen to those lessons, and apply what you need to apply in order for you to grow in this truth. Sit still, shut the fuck up, and listen. All right? And I say that first and foremost to myself before you salty little bitches get salty. All right? And that's how you grow in this thing, man. What's the point of talking about Yahushua and the 12 tribes of Israel every day, right? If you can't stop talking to yourself, if you can't stop talking shit, if you can't stop being a busybody, if you can't if you can't keep a Sabbath, right? If you can't observe the Passover, right? What's the point, bro? What's the point? You're attempting to do the work in vain, in complete vain, right? You're doing it deceitfully, man. You got to put off the old man. You got to become a new creature, and then you got to work in maintaining that newborn status to the best of your ability while you move forward in this truth, right? And you do work. All right. Another thing, right? Jake is out here proud. There's a lot of people who would like to say that they are in the truth, that they know the truth. They believe themselves to be an Israelite, right? But they haven't put off that pride, okay? You know, this is Zephaniah 2 and 3. Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth, right? Meek, humble, right? Which have wrought his judgments, right? You've observed his statutes, his commandments, right? Seek righteousness, seek meekness. There you go. It said it twice. It said it twice. The meek of the earth and seek meekness, right? It shall it may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. And that's what's on its way, right? Jacob's trouble, the day of the Lord's anger, the day of the wicked, the day of evil, the day of darkness, right? Right? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. In that day, right? Maybe, just maybe, right? You will be delivered, right? But what did it stress though? What did it say twice? All right, meek. Let's look up meek. All right, and not Meek Mill. Sorry, Simp. Quiet is the first thing. First thing when you look up the definition of meek, what is the first thing that it says? Quiet. Shut the fuck up, Israel. Shut the fuck up. Shut your fucking mouth. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Stop talking about bullshit. Stop talking about bitches. Stop talking about mixtapes. Who gives a fuck about ugly ass Jordans? No one gives a shit. All right? Shut up. Gentle. All right? That's definitely that. First and foremost is gentle towards your brother in the truth. All right? You shouldn't have no type of fucking resentment, anger, wrath, jealousy, or none of that towards your brother in the truth, all right? Or anyone, but towards your brother in the truth especially. So quiet, and you know what? This is knocking a lot of Israel out, bro, right? Israel's over the 1/3 of Israel, or the hopeful elect of Israel, is over here, striving for salvation. And you look up a word like meek and you define it, and a lot of you motherfuckers are out of here, bro. Y'all are fucking out of here, dude. Right? With just the first two words, quiet and gentle. Are you quiet? Fuck no. Are you gentle towards your brother in the truth? Hell no, bro. If there's anything that Jake is covetous and jealous, bro. Always jealous, always envious. Oh, why's he got this? Man, I gotta outdo them by getting this car. Oh, look at his shoes. I want those shoes. Oh, he can do this. Well, I want to do more than what he's doing. Right? That's Jake all fucking day long, man. Just proud and vain and carnal. All right? Also, Jake is a fucking accuser. All right? Devil means accuser or slanderer. Jake is out here being a fucking devil, right? The 2/3 of Israel, right? Because when they get corrected by a hopeful member of the elect, when they get corrected by the elders, the apostles, the brothers, and anybody else doing this work, when they get corrected and rebuked, or they get the truth told to them, what's the first thing that they do, right? They become a fucking devil and they start accusing and slandering. Well, you, woo, 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 and you did this, and I know that you done this, and you, and woo, 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 thinking that they're going to put themselves in a better place of salvation by accusing. Bro, it doesn't matter who brings you the truth, right? The truth is just the words of the scriptures being brought to you, right? So don't don't kill the messenger, right? There's nothing you can say about the messenger, right? That's going to make the words untrue. And you're not going to put yourself, right, in a better spot of salvation and mercy by talking shit about people who are in the truth, right? Or who are bringing you the truth, you know? And Jake seems to think that, right? And that's very effeminate, it's very womanly. Women do that. As soon as you try to correct a woman, she comes at you with fucking some petty low blow shit. Okay? Meek, quiet, gentle, and easily imposed on, submissive. All right? Now let's talk about the type of submissive. And I think about this all the time. Yahweh Shai bearing his cross on his way to be crucified. Submission. All right? Now, a lot of you Israelites out here, y'all are into fucking guns and y'all are into fighting. There's a lot of Israelites and bug outs who are storing up food and supplies. At what point, when Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Jesus, when he was being taken up to be crucified, did he fight? Did he say anything? Did he talk shit? Did he pick up a sword? Did he tell his men to pick up a sword? All right? At what point, bro? At no point, because that was his judgment, man. All right? So, a lot of Jake, a lot of you 2/3 out here, and a lot of even Israelites who think that they're in the truth hold things like fighting on a high pedestal, and they hold things like firearms and they put it on a high pedestal, right? Neither one of those things are going to deliver you. Neither one of those things define you as a man. Those are things that the devil, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, has given you, right, to define your manhood in a worldly way, all right? To be as carnal as fucking possible and to think that you can control your own fate and you cannot. And that you can dodge your judgment and you cannot. All right? Now, the only way to be an actual man is to accept your judgment, accept the curses, deal with them accordingly, not emotionally, not with weed, not with booze, not with talking shit. All right? Deal with them, deal with slavery, deal with it, right? Deal with all the curses that come upon us that are mentioned in Deuteronomy 28, right? Not using any fucking weed, drugs, alcohol, right? Getting overly emotional, shutting the fuck up, being submissive, submitting to them because they're coming from the Most High, bro. You ain't you ain't nothing to contend with the Most High, right? And if you kick up against the bricks, right, the Most High, when the day of the Lord comes, he's going to show you how much of a fucking nothing you are. All right? Okay, so now that, you know, that, you know, that testimony and that edification, has been established, right? I'm going to go, and I want to switch over to, you know, watching, okay? And what are we supposed to be watching for? Prophecy. We're supposed to be occupied in prophecy, all right? 2 days ago, right? Scrolling through videos on YouTube, right? Then I saw this right here. 12th April this year. Pentagon creates microchip that will detect COVID-19 under your skin, all right? Pentagon creates microchip that will detect COVID-19 under your skin. That's the MOB, man. All right, cool. So even before COVID, the men of the Lord have been saying this microchip is going to be used in multiple ways. One of them is going to be for your medical records. Then it's going to be also used for your fucking legal status, right? Where you sit within the bounds of the law, fucking keeping track of you and shit, legally speaking. And then ultimately, money, right? It's gonna serve as your fucking credit card, your fucking Apple Pay, right? Your fucking bank account. All right, that's 2 days ago. So it's fucking here, man. All right, it's been here. It's fucking here. Other countries have already implemented it. I think China's talking about having a secondary currency that's digital. India's banning digital currency. I mentioned that in a video. They're about to switch over to digital currency. America was talking about it. They're saying they're not ready to do it, but of course, the so-called white man Esau Edom is a fucking liar and the devil the Bible speaks of. So you can't believe anything that fucker says. All right. Here goes RT News. RT News, Army microchip COVID. Now I couldn't find the news clip right here on YouTube, but I did find some other recent things that apply that are relevant. So, roadmap to disaster: Israeli government wants to microchip kids for safety. So the Amalekites over there in the land of Israel, right? They are talking about 11 months ago. They were talking about microchipping kids, bro. You believe that shit? Fucking oh man, it's here, man. It's fucking here. All right. And what's the bullshit reason? Socially distance, right? To track when they fell to socially distance. All right. Some fucking petty bullshit, meaningless reason, bro. This is fucking devil, right? And they're talking about microchipping kids, bro. It's just the mark of the beast, man. It's just that this serpent, he has to be subtle about the way that he does things. He has to have that slow progression, so people are, you know, will accept it with open arms. Like they have this vaccine. He came with that vaccine. You thought there'd be fucking uproars over a vaccine. There hasn't been, man. People are fucking taking this happily. I see niggas in spics lining up for this shit every fucking day. All right, death to them, death and destruction to their family. Fuck them. All right. 6 days ago, World Health Organization warns against COVID passports. Now, COVID passports right now, they're in the works. Basically, that's something saying whether you have had or have not had a vaccine, what kind, and is it recent, all that, right? And right now, here in the United States, they're developing apps, like apps you'll carry on your phone, right? That'll do that. That will serve as a COVID passport. But you know where they're going with this. Just like this devil up here is chipping kids for socially distancing, this COVID passport is going to be another reason why to put a fucking chip in your ass, which is the mark of the beast spoken of in Revelation, right? And with that, I would like to go to Revelation to actually read that right now. All right. Now let's go with Revelations 13 and 16. And he calls it all, both small and great. Doesn't matter who you are, where you stand in society, rich and poor, where you got money or not, free and bond, locked up or free, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, right? And if you're so-called in the truth, you think you're in the truth, right? Or you listen to Israelite groups that are saying that the mark of the beast is anything else but a microchip, right? You need to drop that shit. You need to repent. You need to just accept the fact that the RFID chip is the mark of the beast, man. Anything else is just, it's been proven wrong so many times, And then as we go further, as we go on day to day, just like I'm showing you right now, right? The devil's even coming out and telling you, that the mark of the beast is the microchip. All right. 17, and that no man might buy or sell. There you go. Money is next. Save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. All right. So, your legal status, your legal issues, right? Your medical records, and then eventually your money, your finances, right? That's what they're gonna fucking jam onto this chip, and that they're gonna try to jam in you. All right, and they're gonna make it seem like one big coincidence, like, oh, look at this, we developed a microchip and we're gonna knock out all these birds with this one stone, and we're gonna chip you. All right, but being a believer, right, coming back to your heritage, and being aware of the devices of the devil, right? You're not to take this mark, right? That's the line, okay? You're not to cross that line. All right. And if you cross that line, if you try to justify it to yourself, oh, my kid needs to eat, uh, your wife won't shut the fuck up, your girl won't shut the fuck, like, how, however, you know, whatever it is, right, that you think might justify you taking the mark of the beast, man, you need to get rid of that, or you need to build yourself up in the spirit to reject those notions, to say no, to be like, if the Most High can sacrifice His Son for you, right, then you can sacrifice your family, or at least yourself, by rejecting the mark of the beast, right? And by sacrificing, I mean, like, not giving in to the beast, and submitting you and your family to the mark of the beast for food or for shelter, or anything, or money, right, or anything like that. That's what I mean. All right. Well, I hope this video was edifying. There was a lot. I mean, I know it wasn't that long, but there was a lot that went into it, right, and a lot of sincerity, testimony that went into it. And with that being said, I hope that, you know, it was listened to carefully and sincerely, and I hope someone out there, can be edified and built up in the spirit, because of it. All right. And as always, right, complete and utter death and destruction to Babylon the Great. All right. Death to America. All right. Baba Kasha Abad Babal. Shalom.